Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to discuss about bioenergetics part 2. In the part 1 we have discussed regarding free energy, enthalpy, entropy, exergonic, endergonic reactions, redox potential. And now we are moving to the main part of bioenergetics, that is energy rich compounds. Energy rich compounds that plays major role through metabolic pathway giving energy to the body. Okay, that we'll be discussing today. The contents of part 2 bioenergetics are energy rich compounds, their classification and their biological significances, mainly to ATP and cyclic AMP. Let's see what are energy rich compounds. They'll be having high energy in it. It is due to high energy bonds, presence of phosphate bonds. They are high energy bonds in the molecule. And these compounds are energy currency in the cell, mainly mitochondria. And these are to power energy consuming biochemical reactions like phosphorylation. Then they are derived from coenzyme A, that is acetyl-CoA, which has energy rich sulfur containing thioester bond. Acetyl-CoA has thioester bond, and phosphate group, that is equal to breakage of phosphate bond, that is equal to release of energy. So how many phosphate groups are present, accordingly energy release will be increased. Okay, so high energy is related to the presence of phosphate group present in the compound. Apart from phosphate group, acetyl-CoA has sulfur containing thioester bond. Except acetyl-CoA, all other energy rich compounds will be having phosphate group in it. And in these compounds transfers energy from highly exergonic reactions to endergonic reactions, that is energy releasing to energy consuming. Free energy in exergonic will be negative, endergonic will be positive. What does 1 ATP energy mean? Means minus 7.3 kilocalories per mole. Free energy, optimum free energy for energy rich compounds, minus 7.3 kilocalories per mole. Coming to classification of energy rich compounds, they are classified based on the functional group present in it. They are enol phosphates, acyl phosphates, guanidine phosphates, thiophosphates and pyrophosphates. There are 5 number of classifications: enol, acyl, guanidine, thio and pyrophosphates. According to release of free energy in decreasing order, it has been classified here. Free energy release in decreased order, and the free energy values have been focused in the illustration. Just observe. And the negative symbol of free energy represents, they are exergonic reactions, that means release of free energy. Negative symbol represents release of free energy, exergonic. There in exergonic, delta G will be negative, that represents minus there. And with the units kilocalories per mole and kilojoules per mole are stated in the illustration. Then coming to examples of classification of each energy rich compound. For enol phosphates, it is PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate. For acyl phosphates, 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. For guanidine, creatine phosphate. For thio, acetyl-CoA. And for pyrophosphates, ATP, GTP, UTP and CTP. They are nucleotides: adenine, adenosine triphosphate, guanosine triphosphate, uridine triphosphate and cytidine triphosphate. These are coming under pyrophosphates. These are about classification of energy rich compounds. Next, coming to biological significance of ATP. Before moving to biological significance on adenosine triphosphate, let's discuss about its synthesis. It is synthesized through ATP-ADP cycle. ADP is nothing but adenosine diphosphate. It is a nucleotide and it is combined with phosphate group that is derived from food, and it is converted to ATP by means of condensation reaction, that is endergonic reaction, where ATP forms, and the phosphate group goes for hydrolysis process, thereby it releases energy where exergonic reactions occur, and 1 ATP releases minus 7.3 kilocalories per mole. When number of ATPs are increased, that many kilocalories per mole energy will be increased and released in the body for other biochemical reactions. This is about biosynthesis of ATP. Let's see what are the significances of ATP. It involves in main three functions. They are mechanical, chemical and transport processes. What is mechanical process ATP involves? That is muscle contraction. Then what is the chemical process it involves? Biosynthetic reactions, that is nothing but phosphorylation reactions. There are three types of phosphorylation: oxidative phosphorylation, substrate level phosphorylation and photophosphorylation. Oxidative phosphorylation is addition of phosphate group through oxidation process. Substrate level indicates addition of phosphate from the substrate. Substrate here in biochemistry represents reactants. Okay, so substrate level phosphorylation. Then photophosphorylation. Photo represents light, sunlight. Due to light, phosphorylation occurs. So these are the chemical processes where ATP involves. Then it involves in active transport. ATP by means of energy transportation of biochemicals occurs in the cell, that is helped or supported by means of ATP. So it helps in active transport of biomolecules. Then it acts as, what are other functions of ATP means? Allosteric modifier. Allosteric means other than active site for an enzyme. So it modifies allosteric site. Then nerve conduction. Nerve impulses are conducted by ATP. Then coupling of reactions. It couples biochemical reactions through oxidative decoupling and coupling processes. Then it is precursor for cyclic AMP. Cyclic AMP is synthesized from ATP. So it is precursor for cyclic AMP. These are the biological significances of adenosine triphosphate. Coming to cyclic AMP, the next energy rich compound according to your syllabus. Cyclic AMP is nothing but a secondary messenger in the body. What is a secondary messenger? They are derived from primary messengers like peptide hormones and neurotransmitters. Next, let's discuss about biosynthesis of cyclic AMP, that is a secondary messenger. It is synthesized from ATP. How means? Firstly, it has to get information from primary messenger, so that only secondary messenger can be synthesized. What is primary messenger here? G protein. This will be inactive form. So it should be activated to synthesize cyclic AMP. Who is activating that? GTP, guanosine triphosphate, is activating G protein, so that inactive G protein is converted to active G protein, and this active G protein converts the main enzyme responsible for converting ATP to cyclic AMP. What is the enzyme? Is adenylyl cyclase, that will be in inactive form, that is converted to active form by active G protein. Now active adenylyl cyclase converts ATP to cyclic AMP. Cyclase, enzyme cyclase, is responsible for making ATP to cyclic form of adenosine monophosphate. And this adenosine monophosphate activates protein kinase A enzyme from inactive form to active form. And this protein kinase A has numerous other regulatory proteins are activated by means of active protein kinase A, okay, through phosphorylation reaction. Kinase involving reactions are phosphorylation reactions in metabolic pathways, and it activates multiple targets, like other than pKa, it is activating CRAB, that is cyclic AMP receptor element binding protein. Then cyclic AMP gated channels, cyclic AMP regulated phosphodiesterases. There are various enzymes are activated by cyclic AMP for other phosphorylation reactions, okay, and this activates the phosphodiesterase to form adenosine monophosphate. This is about biosynthesis of cyclic AMP. Let's see the biological significances of cyclic AMP. It involves in bronchodilation, prevents platelet aggregation, then it involves in positive inotropic action in the heart, positive inotropic action in the heart. That means it increases contraction process of the heart. Then it involves in anti-glaucoma effect, reduces asthmatic pressure of the eye, then reduces blood pressure, then reduces inflammation. These are the cyclic AMP role as a secondary messenger. So with this, Unit 1 comprising of biomolecules and bioenergetics gets over. And today we have discussed about energy rich compounds, their classification, and particularly to ATP and cyclic AMP. In the next class, you will be having MCQ class test on Unit 1. So refer all the materials till now what we have completed. All 6 classes we have completed. So refer all the materials of 6 classes and come to next class for MCQ class test. Okay. Thank you so much for patient listening.